You clean your spleen, you clean your small and your large intestines. You're going to feel so good, you're going to be amazed. You're going to get 1 cup of tea made up of black walnut leaves, cloves, wormwood, elecampane, podiaco, marigold, and blessed thistle. Keep it there for me, please. If you can't get the tinctures, that's a herb you got to get. All right? If you can't make it this time, you could do it next month. But we're going to bring in a new season, because on April in North America is the spring, March 21st. So we are going to prepare the digestive system for a new season. Right? Don't forget black walnut, cloves, wormwood, elecampane, podiaco, marigold, and blessed thistle. If you want to have it as a tea, over here, in the tea form. If you want to have it as a tea, you have it in a tea form. If you like to make your tea, you could buy it like this in the tea form. So you can have 3 to 4 cups per day. Don't forget over here now. Right? You're going to mix them together, and you're going to take 1 teaspoon to a cup of hot water, and you're going to cover it for 5 minutes, and you're going to strain and drink 3 to 4 to 5 cups per day. And what they do is they go in and they start to kill your parasites. They start to kill the egg that is hatching 3 days before the full moon, on the 15th of March. Yeah? Now, the cloves, the walnut, the wormwood, elecampane kill any microorganism that is lodged in your lung. So if you have any kind of form of cancer in your lung, lung cancer, and you have a worm that is making you cough all the time, this herb right here gonna kill that sucker in your lung. That's what he's for. Although he's good for your lung, he's good for the digestive system also, but he will kill parasites. Podiaco, pancreatic secretion, for the pancreas, for diabetes, but it is also good for fungi and yeasts in the body. And it removes tumors. You understand? Marigold or calendula also have lots of lutein, good for the eyes, but it's also good for funguses and yeast, and also parasites and fungi. And blessed thistle, it's a digestive bitter. So what this herb here does, blessed thistle, it increases your digestive juices, but it also works on your liver, to keep your liver working properly, to get rid of excessive amount of bile your liver. You see what I'm saying? So these herbs work in different categories on different parts of the body, but they have one goal, and the one goal is to remove microorganisms, to remove parasites, yeast, and fungi. These are the herbs. That's day 2. Still on day 2. You're going to drink 4 glasses of distilled water per day, or alkaline water. No water from the pipe, if you can. Yeah? And you're going to have your yeast and parasite tinctures, or your AP compound, ambrosia, your AF compound, and you're going to take 40 drops, if you don't have the herbs now, you're going to take 40 drops of the AP, anti-parasite, AF, antifungal compound. You're going to take 40 drops in water or tea, and you're going to have that 3 times per day. 3 times per day. Forget now. If you write that, so you can mark it down. Screenshot them, please. You're going to drink 3 glasses of distilled water or alkaline water. Make sure the pH is about 8.0, 8.3. And because now you're going to be moving your pH from 6.5, 5.5 to 7.0, 7.45. That's the program. And after you finish this program, I want you to keep your pH, potential hydrogen, at 7.45. Not 6.5, not 5.5, but at 7.45. And in that way, you'll have better health. Yeah? Wonderful. And you're going to take 40 drops of my yeast and parasite cleanse that you bought on the website, or the AP compound, AF compound. You're going to take 40 drops in water or tea 3 times per day, because remember, no fruit juices is allowed on this program, because you're going to feed the parasites, you're going to feed the fungi, you're going to feed your cancer cells. Take that. Wonderful. Let's go. It always go back. 1 glass of warm water and a pinch of cayenne pepper. 1 key lime or lemon with your seeds. You can squeeze that key lime or lemon or lime with the seeds in the warm water with a pinch of cayenne pepper. And I want you to drink that for me every morning after your cup of herbal tea or your tinctures. And what this does, it keeps the blood more alkaline, it moves the blood, it helps the spleen, but it also moves the breeze from the digestive system. That's as simple as you see this here. That's what it does. 1 glass of warm water and a pinch of cayenne pepper, small amount, and 1 key lime or 1 lemon or lime in the water with seeds now. And you're going to squeeze that in the water, and you can sip that before you go to work. Just sip it. Have it before you go to work. And it works on the spleen. And it also helps to alkaline the blood, pushing the pH from 5.0, 6.5 to 7.5, 7.45. Yeah? Follow me now. Yeah? And I want you to drink that for me every morning for 8 days. Every morning for 8 days. After you have your cup of tea or your AP compound or your AF compound in your water. No juice. But again, vegetable juices now in the morning. I want you to have 2 pegs of garlic in the juice if you have a juicer. Make sure you have a juicer. I always tell people invest your money in a juicer and invest your money in a blender. They're going to save all your life. They're savers of our lives. You understand? Invest all your money in a juicer and in a blender because they're going to save your life. You understand? So you're going to juice 2 pegs of garlic. Kill parasites. Kill microorganisms. Forget about what Dr. Sebi says. Right? Patrick, that you're talking to now. Right? Wonderful. 2 pegs of garlic. You're going to juice it. If you could get the turmeric, you juice that too. It's anti-inflammatory. You have a lot of curcumin. You're going to juice watercress, which is the bitter. Bitter. And what watercress does, because it grows in drains, it has lots of minerals and trace elements. So it feeds your liver. And it's going in helping the liver to go through what we call phase 2 detoxification. You see? So we're working on the liver at the same time. Turmeric, anti-inflammatory, and the turmeric working way down in the bottom of your intestines too. Anti-inflammatory. So if you have any kind of bowel disorder, like IBS, if you have diverticulitis, if you have Crohn's disease, if you have mucus colitis, you have colitis, this guy right here going to get rid of your inflammation down there. If you can juice it with some watercress. You understand? Garlic, turmeric, watercress, celery. If you can get some wheatgrass, parsley, and parsley for the nerves. But too much parsley can disarray the nervous system. So a handful of parsley is all you need. And some cucumbers for the kidney. Because now we are working on the filterers of the blood. And because the kidney is a filter of the blood, and because the kidney control your heart, and your heart control your kidney, we have to use cucumbers because cucumbers have silica and silicon. And it is what we call a diuretic. So it make you pee. But at the same time, your wheatgrass and your watercress is putting back the minerals back into the system that is being chucked out by the cucumbers. God is great, man. Oh man, God put things on the earth that, or you don't even know God is so great. Jehovah God is great. Or you can use a green powder. If you can't afford that, you could get a green powder. And you could, if you don't want to juice, you can get it. If you don't have a juicer, you can get a green, we call it Pro Greens or green powder. And you can put that in some distilled water in the morning, and you can have that. You can have chlorella, you have wheatgrass, you have all the greens in there. You can have that also. Yeah, but make sure it is non-GMO. Don't forget. All right, or green powder. Seeds of pumpkin, because pumpkin seeds kill parasites. Wait this, son. Have them. Look at that. The pumpkin seed. You see here, he killed parasites too. Eat a lot of him during the program because he killed parasites. He had papaya seeds. See papaya seeds? Take all the papaya seeds and eat them on the program because they kill parasites too. Parasites don't like them at all. They don't taste good though. So I put them in my smoothie, but you can eat them because they kill parasites. Parasites don't like them. They don't taste good. Yeah? And this have zinc for the prostate gland and for the thymus gland also. Yeah? Wonderful. So, green powder, if you don't have a juicer, you can use a green powder, Pro Greens, and you can take a teaspoon or a tablespoon and put it in some water in the morning and have that. And you can go to work and you can have your water and your teas and some form of primary food. We can talk about those now. Go. So we have other seeds like sesame seeds, sunflower seeds. You're going to have those. But I want you to soak your nuts. If you're going to use any nuts, I want you to soak your nuts overnight for better digestion, because remember, we don't want you to get bloated. See? So we don't want anything sitting in your stomach for a long period of time. So we want the foods to digest fast. Fast digestion. So you're going to soak your nuts overnight for better digestion, or you can use some nut butter if you want. Almond nut butter. You know what I mean? They have a lot of them over there. And pecans or whatever they call them. You can use those, yeah? All right? Your primary foods now. Now you're going to enter on the second day with your primary foods, and the primary foods should be taken or eaten from the second day to the 8th day. Primary food are what? Beans and peas. They're what you call primary foods. And because they have a lot of protein, we're going to bind them with some pumpkin. Because once you are eating the primary foods like your peas and your beans, because they have a lot of gases, they make you bloat. So what I want you all to do for me is to get some pumpkin, and when you're making your peas, you're going to put your pumpkin in the peas, so the pumpkin is going to bind with the polysaccharides, so you don't get the gases and get bloated all the time. If you feel bloated, you can take a cup of cascara, a buckthorn bark, to go to the bathroom the next day, you're going to be all right. Yeah? Wonderful. Primary foods like peas and beans should be eaten for 8 days to the 9th day. Don't forget, primary foods are peas and beans. 8 days. Mix with okra and other vegetables, especially pumpkin. So all your primary foods should be mixed with these vegetables, because we're looking to alkaline your blood. We're making the capillary blood, the venous blood, and the arterial blood stay at 7.45, 7.8, 7.9, 8.0. Cancer can live inside there. You see? So we're going to push the pH up. You see what I'm saying? 8 days. You're gonna use the primary food with okra. You can use green peppers. You can use red peppers. You can use eggplants. You can use all the vegetables with your peas, and your beans, but no secondary foods should be eaten till the 9th day. Don't forget, no secondary foods should be eaten till the 9th day. Why, Patrick Dance? Because secondary foods are grains and they have some form of sugars. So we don't want to eat the secondary foods till day 9. Yeah? And when we're going to eat the secondary foods, we can now use the secondary foods with the primary foods, which is the beans now, to what? To normalize the protein function in that particular food. Let me bring up the right this answer. Watch this there now. See? Come over here. Primary food. Yeah? Secondary food. Yeah? Now, these foods are not really protein foods. They have 30% protein, 70%, complex carbohydrates. Yeah? But when we're going to use to normalize the protein in this food here, we have to mix it with the secondary food. And the secondary food normalizes the protein of this food. You see? But we're not going to use the secondary food till day 9, which is this food here. Wonderful. We're going to use these for the 8th day because the glycemic index is only 28. You understand? Glycemic index is only 28. Glycemic index is a little higher than that. All right? So we don't want to go higher in terms of the glycemic index, more than 28. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to keep at 28 or even lower. Yeah? Wonderful. That is right there. Right? So no secondary foods should be eaten till day 9. Yeah? Day 8. On the 8th day, after you kill them parasites, come son. After you kill them suckers, now they're sticking inside here because they're dead. Because you kill them off. Now you have to remove them from here. So you're going to take you could take an enema. You can take some herbs, and the herbs are going to go in, and you're going to get them off, especially the ones that from the pork. You're going to lick them out. You're going to remove them, yeah, from here. When it sticks on, you're going to remove them, and you're going to put them inside on here, because you don't want anything going in your diverticular. Because once you have troubles in the diverticular, you are going to get diverticulosis or diverticulitis. You follow me? See, once you have the waste sitting down here for a long period of time, you're going to invite ketol, and you are going to invite formaldehyde. And once you invite formaldehyde and ketol, you're going to have trouble with colorectal cancer. That's number one. Number two, if you keep having food sitting in here, and the food sit over here for a long period of time, and it sits in the sigmoid colon for a long period of time, you are going to get hemorrhoids. That's number one. Number two, you are going to get sigmoid carcinoma, cancer of the sigmoid colon, because you start developing polyps in this area. And once polyps is being developed, the doctor's going to have to pinch them out and see if they're cancerous. So now we're going to move everything out here, and we're going to prevent growths from forming in your intestines. So on the 8th, you are going to take a laxative to flush out the parasites from your intestines. If you feel bloated, you can do an enema. So on the 8th, when you kill the parasites now, 3 days before the full moon and 4 days after the full moon, 7 days, on the 8th now, you're going to take a laxative and you're going to remove them suckers and push them out in the stool. Yeah, you might see mucus in your stool also. You might see some food particles in your stool. You might see foods that have been sitting on the walls of your colon for a long period of time come out in the stool also. So what you have to do is look in your stool and see what happened in your stool also. Yeah, on the 8th. So the 8th now, you're going to take a laxative. You can use buckthorn bark. You can use senapod. You can use cascara. You can use rocky tokiruba, butternut. Any one of them. But senapod is more active, but it might give you some griping. So you might have to use some ginger with your senapod, because it might gripe you, get a little colic. Yeah. But on the 8th, you're going to take a laxative to flush out the parasites from your intestines. If you feel bloated now, you're going to do an enema to get rid of the bloated feeling, and then you want to take your 40 billion of your probiotics to put back your good bacteria back in your intestines, so they can protect you from all these microorganisms that seem to grow in our intestines when we have slow transit time. And that's why people getting cancer. That's why they're getting viruses and can't fix it. That's why they're getting fungi and yeast and parasites, because they're not cleaning and detoxifying on a regular basis. Every 3 months, we must do these things to keep healthy and stay away from the sick care building. Yeah? They ain't gonna like me. Let's go again. So you're taking 40 billion on probiotics on the 9th day, 9th morning, after the flush, after you have the cleansing, followed by a cup of tea and subacid fruits. That's on the 9th day. Don't forget I said subacid fruits, not acid fruits, subacids, meaning that grapes, apples, cashews, what you have in the Caribbean countries, but not oranges, not grapefruits, not tangerines, not golden apples. They're acidic. So on the 9th day, I want you to bring back in now some subacid food, not acid food, but subacid fruits now. Yeah? So you have your cup of tea still. So you're going to still have your tea, because you're going till the 24th now. Still have your tea. And you're going to have your subacid fruits, and you're going to do that till the 11th day. Because remember now, you just had a cleansing of your digestive system when you were not working it that hard. So you can't bring back a set of pork and fish and beef in day one time. It won't kill you. You won't get more sick eventually. So you have to now take your time and bring back in your foods gradually so that your digestive system can start firing on 6 cylinders properly for you. It will thank you eventually. You're going to see all the indigestion start going away. You're going to see all the bloated feeling start going away. You're going to see that diarrhea and constipation start going away. You're going to see all the dysbiosis start going away. You're going to see GERD, G-E-A-R-D, start going away. Why? Because now you are cleaning your house of them parasites and them fungi. And you'll never get gastritis to get cancer in your stomach. Never, ever. You understand? So, you're gonna take your probiotics followed by a cup of tea, same tea, with all the herbs. And some acid fruits, grapes, follow till day 11. On the 11th day, you are going to bring in foods gradually back into your diet. Because now you're eating some fruits, some acid fruits. You're gonna have some vegetable soup. You're gonna have some protein shake, but now you are bringing back foods gradually now. So the stomach getting used to gradually coming back, the food coming back gradually in the system again. You follow me? It's just that simple. Or you could stay well, you know. But because they never teach you all how to do it, I'm teaching all you every day to keep on your system well. So you all could stay from the sick care building. You understand? So on the 11th day, bring in foods gradually. So after the fruits, you can bring in a little bit of quinoa. You can bring a little wild rice. You can bring a little more peas. Mix with your grains now to normalize the protein content in the peas, in the primary foods. In season. So now, you want to hear? Bring in food gradually that is in season. That is in season. Because now you're going to a different season now. You see, you're in the spring season, so you clean your house. And you bring in now the food to what? To correspond to your bloodstream in that season called the spring season. You understand? And then in the summertime, when the summer starts, we go to a different kind of season and a different kind of food to bring in the food for that season. And that's how you're going to stay well on a regular basis. You're eating the food so regular and you're killing yourself. Eating food, all kind of food at any time of the day. It don't work like that. You know, you're not supposed to have... Come, son. Go fast. You want to go fast. You're not supposed to have foods sitting here and the next food meeting it here. You're not supposed to have that. If you have your second meal reaching your first meal inside there, you're in trouble. You're not supposed to have your third meal of the day meeting the first and the second meal in your stomach. You're killing yourself long term. The sick care building will see you regularly. You're going to get some kind of troubles long term. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to teach the young people today. It's going to catch up with you long term. You're going to get either stomach troubles, you're going to get either asthma, you're going to get either Crohn's disease, you're going to get either gastritis, you're going to get the H. pylori bacteria because you have food causing a traffic jam in the digestive system, the first part of the earth system right here. So you have breakfast in here, and you see you combine them so wrong that the breakfast taking 5 hours to come out. And by the time your lunchtime come, you eat another bad combination of food. The lunch boy say, "Oh my goodness," he say, "Patrick, what the hell you doing to me now, man? I am so messed up because your breakfast is still here. Why you giving me a goddamn lunch to mess me up?" And your lunch meet the breakfast right here, and it stays there and start fermenting. And you go home in the evening time because it's so bad in combination. You go home evening, 8 o'clock, you eat a big plate of food with protein, and it's coming and it meet the breakfast. The breakfast and they meet the lunch right here, and it's caused confusion, like in Babylon. You know what I mean? That's why God confused them, because they was all messed up in Babel. So they got confused. So you are causing Babel to form in your stomach because you are letting all the food sit right here together. And once they sit here, they cause a traffic jam. And then automatically, once he is messed up, come over here. he is messed up. And once he is messed up, guess who messed up again? Over here. Where the pancreas is at? Watch me now. Once he is messed up, over here, your pancreas messed up. And once your pancreas messed up, he is messed up. And once he is messed up, he is messed up. And then all of a sudden now, you have food sitting in here for a long period of time because you created babel in the stomach area because your lunch met your breakfast and your dinner met your breakfast and your lunch inside here. That's what killing your people every goddamn day. That's it, sir. A protein shake on the 11th day, a protein shake mixed with nut seeds and a small amount of dry fruits. A small amount of dry fruits to help the sugar to go up and out to burn as fuel. Don't forget, a small amount of dry fruits because your protein should be eaten in the morning time. So on the 11th day, for the 11th day, a protein shake, not heavy proteins now, plant protein, shake, mixed with some nuts and some seeds, and a small amount of dried fruits can be taken for energy because now you're going to push the sugar in the brain. And the sugar will give you energy now because that's what sugar does into the cells. Wonderful. Huh? Do not eat fruits in the morning. So after day 11, do not eat fruits in the morning and do not eat fruits at night. But you eat your fruits between the hours of 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Yeah? Do not eat fruits after a protein meal. So once you have a protein meal, do not eat a fruit after a protein meal. Do not eat ice cream after a protein meal. You are going to spoil digestion. You're going to have trouble in your stomach long term or elsewhere. Do not eat fruits in the morning or at night. But between the hours of 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., when your pancreas is waking up and is active and producing your enzyme from the exocrine part of the gland, that is when you're going to eat your fruits. So that your pancreas could burn it up better. That's the key to prevent diabetes. You understand? Do not eat fruits after a protein meal. And after you eat a fattening meal, watch me now. After you eat a fattening meal with nuts and seeds, they have fats, you take a walk. You take a walk. Take a walk. You walk. When you walk, because you're burning it up. You see? Because if you don't burn it up, when you eat a fattening meal and you go lay down and sleep, you don't burn the fats. People will say, well, devils are talking crap because the body have heat down there. Oh yeah? Garbage. So then if the body have too much heat to break it down, how the hell you getting a fatty liver? How the hell you getting high cholesterol? That means the fat you have sitting inside here is not burning up properly. You gotta burn it up. So when you eat a fattening meal, you must take a walk. Walk somewhere and burn it up. You see, because fat have to go into the gallbladder, into your villi, not your portal vessel, to give you lipomas. You see what I'm saying? It's important to learn these things. You know what I mean? So you take a walk after you eat a fattening meal. Do not eat a fruit in the morning, and do not eat fruits at night, and do not eat proteins in the night. Eat proteins in the morning. Patrick Judge, you're changing everything around, boy. We grew up eating all kind of, or you got the wrong way. Or you're dying. If food, come over here, son, closer. If food was made as medicine, yeah? That's my question to everybody tonight. If our food supposed to be our medicine, why are we dying eating the same foods that's supposed to be used as medicine? Huh? Why are we dying and getting cancer and getting viruses that can't come out of the body and getting parasites and yeast and fungi and getting high blood pressure and diabetes and eye troubles, cataracts and glaucoma? Why? If the food supposed to be used as medicine, why are we dying from the same foods that's supposed to keep us well? Why? Because you cook the foods. Your mother taught you how to cook. And you go marry your husband. And you gave your husband the same food or cook the same way your mother taught you how to cook. So you kill your husband long term, prematurely, unconsciously, because you didn't know better. You see what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, you start getting the same disease that your mother had or your father had. All because your mother fed your father the wrong foods. And you take up the same pattern and go and marry a man and feed him the same exact way your mother taught you to cook. You feed him that way. And then he comes with the same disease eventually. You see what I'm saying? Because you cook the foods. And when you cook the foods, you cook all the nutrients of the foods, and then you become malnourished and you start suffering from malnutrition. Not because you have a big bam bam and your legs big and nice and you have a big thing and you're walking here. You're walking like here. And man looking at you, yeah man, what that thing look good boy. But you're malnourished. That's all the cells you have in your bam bam. All the hormones building up because they're going out. You follow. Woman. So not because you have a big bam bam mean you're healthy. That ain't not healthy to me. Because you have a big bam bam, shaking your bam bam, looking nice and but you have high blood pressure, you have diabetes, you have breast cancer. Yeah? Because you are malnourished. Because the food you are eating is dead atoms. They don't have no life. So you have to return, you have to go back and relearn how to use the food as your medicine. And when you do that, then you would not be malnourished and you will kill anything that comes in to fight your system. To kill. Let's go for a second. That's reality. Wonderful. Do not eat fruits in the morning. Why Patrick does? Let me explain to you for the fruits. Fruits are cooling foods. Don't forget I told you that. Because people seem to dispute what I'm saying. Fruits are cooling foods. And fruits are what we call the tertiary foods. So fruits should only be 20% of our diet. Why, Patrick? Because fruits help us to eliminate. Yeah? But in the process of the fruits making us eliminate good, we are also losing minerals. So fruits are good, but too much fruits is not good either, because when you go to the bathroom to use a lot of fruits, you start losing minerals like magnesium, you start losing calcium, you start losing potassium, you start losing boron, you start losing all of them because the fruits are washing them out. You have to learn them things. So fruits should never be eaten in the morning because they are cooling foods, and especially in the winter time because they make the body too cold. Because they're cooling foods. And because the temperature is cool in the morning, and because the temperature is cool at night, and because the fruits are cooling to the body, we should not use fruits in the night, and we should not use fruits in the morning. That's common sense. Your pancreas is not waking up. Your pancreas is not active till 10 a.m. in the morning. He don't want the fruits before 10 o'clock. You see what I'm saying? You know, he want protein. You understand? You have to relearn, man. So fruits are cooling food. In the summertime, fruits should be 20% of the diet. Like protein, heavy protein, 20% because it's a tertiary food. And protein not supposed to be used by us, older people. We don't need it. Doctor lying to you all. You need protein. You don't need no protein. The chimpanzee don't eat no meat. The elephant don't eat no meat. The goat don't eat it. The big cow don't eat it either. They're vegetarians. But look how big they are. You see what I'm saying? So we need proteins as not building blocks no more. We need protein as a maintaining block, not a building block. Because we're not growing no more. You see what I'm saying? The young people now who is growing need proteins as a building block. But once you pass the age of 21, you don't need no protein no more. You have to use protein as a building block. You understand? Not as a maintaining block, not a building block. So proteins should be 20% of the diet. And fruits should be 20% of the diet in the summertime and 5% of the diet in the winter and in the spring, because they are cooling foods and they can make the body become too cold. And you should never eat a fruit after you eat a protein meal. You have to let the protein go first. And after the protein goes, then you can eat the fruit according to how long your protein is staying in your stomach. That's common sense. Because once the fruit gets into the stomach with the protein, it's going to spoil your digestion. It's going to ferment. And it's going to cause gases to form in your stomach. They start to bubble. You're going to start to burp a lot. Because now the protein is still there. And the fruit need amylase or the carbohydrate. So you have them killing each other in the digestive system. You have to learn them things. You understand? So don't eat fruit in the morning before 10 o'clock and don't eat fruit at night. Don't eat protein in the night, eat protein in the morning. So by time, a certain time of the day, your protein is gone from the stomach, in the small intestines, in your bowels to be moved. So when you go to bed at night, you can sleep good with nothing sitting in your intestine. Dig that. Common sense, man. To learn, to be learned. Right? So do not eat fruits in the morning or at night, but between the hours of 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. And do not eat fruits after a protein meal. And do not eat ice cream after a protein meal either. Follow me? Wonderful? Do not eat heavy proteins at night. And do not combine a starch with a protein, and cut down on fried foods, and don't eat and drink at the same time, and do not eat and go lay down and sleep, and do not eat when you're angry at your husband or your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, and do not eat and talk, especially heavy foods. Otherwise, you're going to spoil digestion. You're going to kill your digestive system. So after you do all this cleansing now, you go back doing the same thing, and then you start having the same problem again because you did not learn. Take that, son. We done, man. Done, man. Man, son. Get all your stuff together. And if you don't make it now, you can make it next month. You understand? Because we trying to get the world healthy. You see when I do my program? You know, doctors see nobody. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I'm a clean eater. If I say I'm a clean eater, I'm lying to you all. I don't come out here and lie to people. You know what I mean? I will indulge in certain things sometimes, but once in a while. And after I do that, I go take a cleansing. I clean regularly. So I don't let nothing pile up in my body to get me sick. Because I don't want to end up in the institution. You understand? And my children don't end up in theirs either. Because I'm teaching my children how to use the foods. You know? My children is not vaccinated. 15 years old, 12 years old, had a fever 3 times. The 15-year-old. The 12-year-old had a fever twice. At 12 years old. Never vaccinated. Not even a vaccine. You see what I'm saying? So all this talk about we must do this to our children. That's not true. If we bring up the children in the way that the Lord asks us to bring up our children, it will be difficult for them to stray from that. I'm teaching my kids, my children to eat right. I don't say they don't eat bad, but I teach them how to eat and clean. So every 3 months, I give my children a cleansing. I give them a parasite cleanse. Give your whole house a parasite cleanse. If you in your household and your sister or your brother or your father or your husband don't want to do it, don't shake their hand. You ain't doing the program. Don't kiss them. Forget about that because you'll get it eventually. Don't eat after them either. So husband will have to start to get that little pussycat for what 8 days? But you have to start, brother. You can't get a pussycat for that because you ain't doing it. Do it with your wife. You understand? And wife, if you're not going to do the program with your husband, you can't jump inside there because you'll give it to him. You start kissing him up. You give him the parasite. If you eat from your fork, you drink from your cup, you won't get it too. So it is imperative that you do your whole household. Clean the whole house. You understand? And then your whole household will stay well. Take that. And only then you want to see that all them small conditions start going away. Indigestion start going. You know, burping a lot will go in the bathroom. You have to spray with that air freshener that gone because now you're cleaning your house. And then more will never see all them. Blessed love. Back in Grenada, April 5th. Back in Grenada, April 5th. So I'm back in Grenada for what least.